So, I guess my question, first I want to thank you for everything you've been saying on your blog recently about torture. I've written about this. I'm a Catholic. I disagree with you on the subject of your lecture tonight, but I deeply appreciate everything you've said, and I hope you continue to speak.
Thank you. I think that's a subject on which Catholics of all varieties and Christians of all varieties should be far, far, far more passionately engaged in than we currently are. The fact that the United States government has tortured people in the most cruel and inhuman and undignified ways, and the people who did that are not only not prosecuted, but bragging about it on national television, is an extraordinary threat to the integrity of this country and also the defense of Western civilization.
So my question is, you've done a good job of kind of going through the natural law arguments, but I feel like your argument, though it was rational, was still, as you presented it tonight, an argument from desire, that this is a desire deeply felt, for gay men and women. And I wonder how you answer those who cite these, much more fringe phenomena of like people who say they love something like the, Golden Gate Bridge. And I don't mean to demean anyone by saying that, but people who say, I deeply feel this is my desire. Why doesn't the argument you offered us tonight apply to them?
Simply because it is not desire, it is love. And I think that's a different thing. It's a deeper, more profound thing. And I think it is love for a human being who has a soul and is made in the image of God, which I think is a different thing than an object, or an animal, or a hobby. And the reason I believe this, I'm sometimes asked, how can you be openly gay and be a Catholic? And my answer is, I'm openly gay because I'm a Catholic. I know that I am not, and I don't mean to say that the magisterium of the Catholic Church agrees with me. It does not. I am in disagreement with the hierarchy and magisterium of the Catholic Church. But I also believe that it is the duty of every conscientious Catholic to speak from his heart what he believes sincerely to be true about himself and others, and that the core truth of our faith, in my view, is love. These three things remain: faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these things is love. And to ask a whole group of human beings made in the image of God to live a life without love, without the intimacy, without the support, and without the care of another person, is an act of cruelty. And it is a failure of compassion on the part of the Church not to see that. I think many, many Catholics do see it. And I think it has gotten too muddled up with the notion of sexual acts as opposed to human love. And I have never made an argument that the sacrament of matrimony should be extended to homosexual persons. I would like to start a conversation within our faith tradition about what we do as a faith tradition with committed gay couples. Obviously, it seems to be receding, not coming close to that conversation. But I do believe that it is about love, not sex. And I also believe, by the way, and I know this sounds funny, but if you really want to kill off gay sex, marriage is the greatest way to do it. I mean, and seriously, my husband will kill me for saying that. But seriously, at some level, you see, when you actually come down to it, marriage, or the commitment of one human being to another for life, for good or bad, in sickness and in health, to be there for them when they've had an awful day, when their mother is sick, to be there for them when they were laid off, to be with somebody through the ups and downs of life and stay with them and make a binding commitment in front of your family and friends that you will never, never let them go. There's a beautiful song we played at our wedding. It's by New Order, And one of the lyrics is, "If Jesus came to take your hand, I won't let go." That's a beautiful thing. It is not intrinsically evil, as the Pope says it is. I believe that in my depth of my soul. I feel it in my life. And I think that is a truly Catholic position in the end. It is bound up. Marriage, you see, is also not just about love, but it is about a love that also becomes a profound friendship, which is a great virtue that the ancient and the Catholic Church has always taught as a great virtue. I wrote an essay about friendship in the last chapter of my book, Love Undetectable, and it ends with Jesus. I, in my conscience, genuinely believe that this is what my faith is compelling me to do. And I utterly respect that your conscience says otherwise. But I would also like to have a conversation reasonably about things like natural law and why these exceptions are made for others and not for us in the way that I did in the first part of this talk. And I think it is not fair, and I have gone to Notre Dame, I've gone to Boston College, I've written in Catholic magazines, and I'll tell you this, no one's yet really answered these questions. Instead, they have told me I am a bad Catholic. And it's a very painful thing to love your church and to be told, really, you shouldn't be there. And for the Pope to say, especially with respect to gay priests who are celibate, that they're not allowed to be priests anymore, whatever they do, is, I think, actually an attack upon our faith, not a true representative of it.